Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really going deep, diving into Oathbound.
Mm,
It's the third book in Tracy Deonn's Legend-Born cycle, and wow, it's powerful.
it really is. A lot happens.
Definitely. So we've worked from this really thorough summary, trying to pull out all the key moments, the emotional beats, the big themes, but keep the feel of the book.
Right. Capture its spirit.
Exactly. And our goal really is to walk with Brie Matthews through this. She's dealing with betrayal, so much grief, and the consequences of some really desperate choices she made. We want to pull out the important bits for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Get ready for, well, magic, sacrifice, and Brie really trying to reclaim herself while her world is just unraveling.
And what's so compelling right from the start, I think, is how high the stakes are immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
After Bloodmarked, Bree basically cuts herself off. She exiles herself from the Legend-Born Order.
Because she thinks distancing everyone is the only way to keep them safe, right?
Right.
From her powers.
Exactly. Safe from her powers, which are, let's face it, unpredictable at this point. But this isolation, it backfires big time.
How so?
Well, it leads her straight into this binding supernatural deal with the Shadow King.
Ah, the Shadow King. He's a major player, shapeshifter, connects the human world, the demon underworld.
And the Legend-Born Society itself.
Yeah.
And the deal is basically he'll help her master her abilities, but she becomes his protege.
Which sounds like being a pawn, really.
Pretty much. A pawn in a game she doesn't even fully grasp yet. And while all this is happening with Bree, the Legend-Born world is just spinning out of control.
Right. The round table is broken.
Fractured. Selwyn, their king's mage, he's just gone. Vanished.
And Nick, he tries to do something, right? Demands to see the regents.
Yeah, he invokes this ancient law, tries to get an audience with the High Council of Regents, and bam! The Merlins, the Order's mages, they just imprison him. Straight away.
Wow, so her attempt to protect people actually leads her into more danger.
That's what's fascinating, isn't it? A hero tries to shield others, and it pulls them into something deeper, way more dangerous. It really makes you think, what's the real cost of choices made when you're desperate?
That's a heavy question right at the start. So Bree is stuck with the Shadow King, trying to protect everyone by pushing them away, and it feels like she walked right into a trap.
Completely. And under his influence, she's incredibly vulnerable. Her soul is fractured, her memory's messed with.
There's that emotional disconnect, too, which just leaves her wide open to manipulation.
Yeah. It's a really painful outcome for that bargain she struck out of desperation. Her very intention, trying to protect people, ironically puts her in more peril.
It's that classic hero's trap, isn't it?
It really is. Her isolation, even though it was meant well, it creates this vacuum. And the Shadow King, he just steps right in and exploits it.
He doesn't just train her, does he? It's more sinister.
Oh, much more. He's systematically dismantling her sense of self, making her malleable, easy to control.
Which brings us back to that question, the cost of desperate choices. Sometimes staying put, facing the threat, is maybe safer than trying to run.
It certainly seems that way here. And like you said, while Bree's going through this intense, frankly manipulative training, the world doesn't stop.
Right, things are still happening.
Yeah, you've got fragments of old alliances, people like Mariah, Valak, William. They're scrambling, trying to keep the order together, trying to rescue people who are suddenly in danger.
And the danger keeps ramping up, right? Merlin's getting
Murdered, yeah. And then these mysterious kidnappings start happening in the Rootcrafter communities. The stakes just keep getting higher and higher.
And that connects back to Bree personally, doesn't it? When the Rootcrafter girls start disappearing.
It does, because they're being trafficked for their magic. And Bree feels this immense guilt, especially about Alice.
The young Rootcrafter girl she tried to protect earlier.
Exactly. That past failure really fuels her. It makes her resolve to act, makes it about more than just her own survival.
And this whole situation just exposes the rot within the order, doesn't it? The corruption.
Absolutely lays it bare. The Regents aren't just letting this trafficking happen. They're complicit. They're actually experimenting on Rootcrafters themselves.
Trying to copy Bree's power.
Trying to replicate her unique abilities, yeah. It's a really chilling reveal about the Order's hypocrisy.
Why do you think the author chose that specific kind of corruption, exploiting the Rootcrafters?
I think it's incredibly powerful narratively. It shows how an institution claiming to protect people can actually prey on the vulnerable for its own power, especially those, like Rootcrafters, who sit slightly outside their main power structure.
That moral decay leads somewhere truly dark, doesn't it? That
I
auction.
know, the auction, yeah.
Yeah,
This twisted magical event run by warlocks and these figures called collectors.
people who trade in dark magic and horrifically enslaved individuals.
Exactly. And on the auction block, the Shadow King's crown and the kidnapped Rootcrafter girls.
The stakes couldn't be higher.
Absolutely not. And you have Bree, Nick, Mariah, their allies, all infiltrating this incredibly dangerous event, risking everything to stop it.
And in the midst of all that danger and chaos, Nick does something extraordinary. Tell us about his sacrifice.
Ah, yes. Michael's communion.
It sounds intense.
It is. It's this incredibly invasive ritual, forcing confessions, basically stripping your soul bare, and Nick endures it
Why?
to shield Bree, to protect her secrets, protect her. It's raw, it's painful, and it just anchors the whole story in this deep sense of loyalty and love.
It says so much about their bond.
It really does. It shows how far he'll go. But, even in that moment of sacrifice, someone else sees an opportunity.
Selwyn.
Selwyn, right in the middle of the chaos, he seizes the Shadow King's crown for himself.
Whoa, okay, that's huge.
It reveals not just his ambition, which we kind of knew was there, but this shocking destiny. He's the king's heir.
An heir with demon heritage mixed with his human side.
Exactly. Merging those two identities, it completely changes the game.
That is a massive shift for the whole series. Selwyn's transformation. It makes you think about destiny versus choice, doesn't it? Is he just fulfilling a preordained path, or is this him taking control? Especially given his past.
And that's the brilliance, I think. It's not simple. Deonn writes it so well. It feels like a blend of both.
How so?
Well, his bloodline clearly sets him on a path. There's destiny involved. But the choices he makes, seizing that crown, the ambition driving him, those are his own actions. It's his assertion of will.
That tension is what makes him so compelling.
Absolutely. Between what's inherited and what's chosen. But the story doesn't stop with Selwyn's rise. Bree still has to deal with the Shadow King.
Right, she confronts him.
She does, using her wits, her will, and significantly with Nick's help. They manage to ensnare the king.
And she gets her soul fragment back.
Yes. She reclaims that missing piece, and with it come the memories, painful, yes, but whole. Her connections are restored. It's a real turning point.
She becomes whole again.
Exactly. Changed, definitely. Marked by the grief, the betrayal, the weight of everything she's done. But whole, and importantly, the Rootcrafter girls.
They're rescued.
Rescued and reunited with their families. It's this fragile but really vital glimmer of hope amidst all the darkness.
So after going through all of that, what does Bree's journey mean for you, the listener? I think it's such a powerful reminder, isn't it? That even when you face down just profound betrayal and grief, you can reclaim your agency.
Definitely.
And those anchors, loyal friends, chosen family, they can be the path back to healing, back to purpose. She goes from this fractured, manipulated exile, remember, because her memory was gone, she was so disconnected, to this leader with her soul restored. She's not just a weapon anymore, not reluctantly dragged along. She's determined to forge her own path.
That shift is crucial.
And Oathbound, the book itself, really digs into the cost of oaths, the weight of secrets, and the power, but also the danger of putting yourself back together after being broken. It's all about chosen family, complex morals, and that fierce fight for autonomy.
But the fight isn't over.
Not by a long shot. The Order is still corrupt, the Shadowborn threat is still out there, and Selwyn. Well, Selwyn ascending as the king's heir with his mixed heritage, that throws a whole new kind of uncertainty into the mix for whatever comes next.
And if we pull back, look at the bigger picture for a second. Oathbound really explores this radical idea, I think. The idea that you are worthy of protection just for being you.
Regardless of your power or what you can do for someone.
Exactly. Irrespective of your utility. And that kind of raises a question for us, doesn't it? In our world, which is often so focused on power, on external validation, how do we cultivate and protect that core sense of self-worth?
That's a deep question. What sacrifices are actually worth making to protect ourselves, protect the people we care about?
Without losing ourselves in the process, without losing our own essence. It makes you think. And exploring that balance between destiny and autonomy, especially through characters like Selwyn Kane, that offers so much food for thought about our own complex human nature.